Opening with the queen's pawn controls the center and usually leads to a more positional development of the pieces. c5 looks to distract white from the center by offering a wing pawn for white's central d-pawn. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, defends the d4 pawn, and controls the e5 square. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. Good job defending that pawn. A very strong play. This lets your bishop step into the game. The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. White develops the bishop and attacks the center. That was an even swap of material. This misses a better way to recapture a piece. You exchange pieces of equal value. Recaptures. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. This kicks a queen. This is a good time for you to get out of trouble. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center. You missed an opportunity to develop a bishop by placing it on the long diagonal. You permitted the opponent to develop a piece while also winning a tempo on a knight. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. Castling on the same side of the board as your opponent is a solid choice. This loses a pawn. This prepares your bishop for development. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. You permitted the opponent to eventually win material. This misses an opportunity to win material through a tactic. Recapturing. This is not the right idea. You are threatening to checkmate the king. This stops the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. This move loses a knight. This wins material. You are threatening to win material through a tactic. This overlooks a better way to win material through a tactic. Nice find. You found the only move in this position. That was a free bishop. You missed the only move in a critical position. You allowed the opponent to trade down material. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Nice. Definitely the right move. One of the best moves. Well done, an excellent move. A solid choice. Very good choice. This misses an opportunity to capture a free pawn. Good job. That's what I would have played too. This gives away a free bishop. That bishop was yours for the taking. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. You've given your opponent a better structure with that protected passed pawn. This misses an opportunity to challenge the opposing rook. This rook move keeps an eye on the pawn while staying active. This defends a pawn. This is the only move that works and you found it. That was a fair trade. This threatens to... You prevented your opponent from being able to tactically win a rook. An active king is critical in the endgame, and getting it off of the back rank. Yes, this is the way. This attacks black's pawn chain. Passed pawns have a clear path to promotion. Putting the piece on a blockade square. In the endgame, the king can become a fighting piece. Right on target. Your opponent will lose material if you find the right moves. Very precise. Taking that pawn will... You captured back. You missed a better way to recapture a piece. That's not a mistake. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. The game is still close to equal. There was only one good move and you found it. Right on target. The only move and you found it. Very precise. You trade off equal material. You permitted the opponent to create a protected passed pawn. This misses an opportunity to create a protected... Nice find. You found the only move in this position. This is the only good move. White now has... Your passed pawn is one step. The passed pawn... You only had one good option there. Pushing a passed... The passed pawn moves... Your pawn reaches the back rank and promotes to a queen. This promotes a pawn to a queen. You escape the check from the queen. This is the... You permitted the opponent to win a queen through a skewer. This overlooks an opportunity to win a queen through a skewer. You dodge the check, moving your king out of harm's way. This move gives you a passed pawn, free to advance up the board. Right on target. You step your king away from the checking queen. A very strong... You block the check from an opposing queen. One of the best moves. Nice. Definitely the right move. You take back. Very precise. Good job. That's what I would have... Yes, this is the way. This is the only move that works and you found it. You've secured opposition. Set right on top. There was only one good move and you found it. A solid choice. You captured a free pawn. A very strong play. The only move and you found it. Very precise. Passed pawns must be. Your opponent has to watch that passed pawn. This is the strongest option. Your pawn made it to the promotion square. This misses a much better move. Your opponent made a mistake, but you missed the chance to punish them. A solid choice. This is a fine move. Right on target. Well done, an excellent move. That's an unfortunate. You're still on the road to checkmate. A very strong play. You continue the checkmate attack. This steps away from the checking queen. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. One of the best moves. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. Very precise. Your move gets closer to checkmate. You're still on the road to checkmate. This is the strongest option. You continue the checkmate attack. Congrats on your win!